Hey there, fellow marketers, Professor Wolters here, and today we're going to talk about ways that people destroy their personal brand. I mean, we spend a lot of time building up our company's brand, our organization's brand, but also our own personal brand, and there's some things that we can do, and maybe we don't even realize we do them, that will really destroy your personal brand. And the first thing I want to talk about that really will destroy your personal brand is being fake. Look, you are who you are. That's why when you develop this personal brand, we talk about what's important to you, what gets you going, what drives you. Build your brand around that and you can be who you are. If you build your brand around being someone you're not, you're being fake. And once it comes out who you truly are, that's where people stop believing your personal brand, okay? So don't be fake, be you when you're developing your personal brand. And I'll be honest with you, if you're telling the truth and you're being you, it's a lot easier to sustain that personal brand than trying to fake it, okay? So there is that. Another thing that will blow your personal brand is if you're very indecisive. If one day your personal brand's all about excellent customer care and helping people out, then the next week it's all about me, well, people don't know what to expect. You flip-flop. It's like politics. Nobody wants a politician that flips one day on one issue this way, then flops another way the next day, then it's over here the another day. People want to know is, what am I getting here? That's why when you're developing trust, when you're developing relationships, it's consistently delivering on the same thing. I mean, that's where your friendships came from, right? Your friends became your friends because you had a good time with them again and again and again. And the thing is you had the same kind of fun with them and that developed it. But if one day they're all about, no, we're all about gaming, the next day they're all about football, the next day they're all about something else and it doesn't relate, you're like, wait, what's going on here? I'm not really sure what this brand stands for. So being indecisive, being wishy-washy and flip-floppy and stuff like that can really hurt your brand and destroy it because people don't know what to identify with you. That's why I know with me, not everyone agrees with the stuff I put online for my videos, but you know what? The things that I say, the 10 shocks, different places, the don'ts of going places, the social media advice, I stand behind it because this is what I believe. And the thing is, if you're a personal brand and anytime someone says boo to you and you change your idea, look, your brand means nothing, okay? So make sure you stand for something and stick with it, okay? Now, another thing that can actually really destroy your brand is if you really do without thinking. Like, look, I'm not just winging this here. I actually have the slides here underneath here, like a script underneath, so I can kind of go off those things. Because what happens is, if you don't prepare, if you don't really think about what you're going to say, you put out crud, right? You're doing it without thinking. I mean, how many of you try to make that phone call, that special somebody for the first time, and if you don't have a plan, you totally mess it up, right? You're doing it without thinking. No, think about it. What are you going to say? You're going to say, hello, this is Mark. Is Jocelyn there? Or are you going to say, hey, it's Mark, what up? I mean, what are you going to do, right? You got to think about these things first. And it works the same thing with your personal brand. Don't just do it. Do things with purpose. Do things with thinking. Business on purpose. Yeah, social media on purpose. So why are you sending out that email? Why are you leaving that comment? Why are you subscribing to this email or this podcast? Why are you going to this event? What's the reason behind it? You don't just go. You have to think about it. What will this do for me? What will this do for my brand? What will it signify? When you start thinking about those things, you get a lot more out of your effort. And so think about that. When I'm doing these things, what will people think of me and my personal brand? And that kind of follows along with the idea of focusing on quantity instead of quality when it comes to your social media posts and anything you do. That's going to blow up and destroy your brand. Because think about it. If you put out cruddy comments, people aren't going to listen to you. It's kind of like the people that troll. They have 10 comments. I already know. If they put down 10 comments on one video, man, I'm most likely going to ban them because they obviously are just talk. Look, have a good comment instead of 10 bad comments, okay? So when you're thinking about the posts you're going to put out for your social media, it's not, I need to put out a video every single day. I need to post a picture of that food every single day. Look, if you've got good videos that people like and they're going to want to watch every single day, then yeah, do that. But if you have this one, it's like, well, I've got these fancy, I got a food Instagrammer or something like that. I've got this really cool food thing, but right now, only other stuff I have is some Oscar Mayer hot dog pictures. Is that really going to work? That might hurt you. You have to think about that. So focus on making quality content because nobody cares if you have 1,000 Facebook followers or 1 million YouTube subscribers if no one's actually watching your content. Okay, so you have to think about that. So put out the quality, focus on the quality, the time, the commitment to put that out. That's going to get people to be more excited and more they bought into your brand than just putting out a ton of stuff. And the thing is, I realize there's a lot of pressure, especially in social media, to constantly put out content. No, I've got to put videos out all the time. I've got to put out posts all the time. I understand that, but if you're going to be putting out not quality content, not up to your standards, not things you really got to think about and do stuff with, isn't that really going to hurt your brand more than anything? Because those subscribers you have, those followers you have, those people that believe in your personal brand, they'll see that and go, oh, he mailed that one in. Oh, he must not have time for anything good. And that means next time they might not look at the next post and they might not believe in your brand as much. So I know it's tough, especially when you're looking at social media stuff, that pressure to keep putting stuff out there. That's why it's important to really think about, what can I really do? What's a realistic schedule? What's a realistic amount of content that I can put out that I can help build my personal brand? Because what can happen is the next thing that might help you blow your personal brand and destroy it is you focus too much on being famous. You know, I want to be a Kardashian. I want to be this person. I want to be famous online. I want to do this. Look, being famous and having a brand are two different things. Okay, most likely, and I'm not going to say it's not going to happen, because it could totally happen, but I'm going to guess not everyone on here is going to become a Kardashian, right? We're not going to get super millions of dollars just for putting stuff out there. And so what you really need to do is really focus on not what's going to get me 1 million views, it's, hey, what's going to get me people that are going to buy into my brand and stay with me for the long term and build it up. Because remember the old saying, look, give a man a fish, he eats for a day. You teach a man how to fish, he eats for a lifetime. Yeah, you get one viral video, but no one subscribes. Yeah, you get 10 million views. Ooh, big deal. You make what, like $20,000, $30,000 maybe, and then you get nothing else. But if you have that consistency, those subscribers, those people coming back again and again and again, you can make maybe not all that money every month, but you get something every month that it keeps going. Okay, so really focus on what's going to develop that personal brand of yours. And these last few kind of things I've talked about really lead into this one, and that really is not being on top of your personal brand. Okay, you really need to monitor these things. And no, it's not just looking at the comments that people have about you or about your brand or about your social media and stuff like that. I mean, it's not just online. Okay, your brand, your personal brand, is not just a social media thing. There's the events you go to. It's the, you know, when people meet you and you talk to them, there's a lot more stuff that goes into that personal brand. You know, think about it. If you want to be a professor that really, you know, it shows you care about your students, yeah, you can say it all the time. You can make videos like this, but when it comes down to a big event like the pandemic that happened and students couldn't go to class, were you still helpful for them? Did you give them extra time off? Did you give them some bonus points? Did you let them not come to class because they were scared? I mean, that's the thing is you can say, wow, I thought someone was this, but I met it in person, they were totally different. That's what to realize. Your personal brand isn't just that online facade. It is what you're doing in the real world as well. And that's why to build up your personal brand, especially even if you're in social media and stuff like that, it's important you go and speak at events. If you get a chance to talk at that Kiwanis or Rotary Club or that student organization or whatever, you do that to help spread the word. Because the thing is you can see a video about somebody and go, that's nice. But then when you see them in person, like, oh, that's cool. Like Rhett and Link from Good Mythical Morning. I saw them in JFK years ago, and I'd seen a few of their videos. I thought they were pretty funny, you know, and I went up and said hi, and they were eating, and the guy was super nice. I'm like, oh, that was cool. And it was like, it was like their brand went from just like, oh, they're really nice guys online to like, they're really nice guys in person too. That's cool. And so you see that really builds your brand up there. So you really need to make sure you're really focused on the overall aspect of your personal brand. And that goes into the making sure you can deliver on that brand. Look, you may say, look, I got all these pictures, all these content I can put out. I'm going to put it all out in 2 weeks. That's great. But then what are you going to do in week 3 or week 4 or week 5? You want to make sure you can have some consistency there. I know for me, my wife, she's putting together a new channel. It's a cooking channel because we travel all around the world, and she, like, obviously is a good cook. I used to be skinny, then I got married, and then I wasn't skinny so much anymore. But anyway, the thing is, she's like, look, I want to share these kind of things, she talks about all the time the food we eat abroad, how she cooks at home, and people said, hey, look, why don't you make those videos? Why don't you share that kind of stuff? Okay, let's do that. But let's think about that. Do we put it on Wolters World, our travel channel? Do we put it on Professor Wolters, the education channel? Or do we create a whole new channel? And that's one of the things you got to think about. Like being on top of the brand, well, for Wolters World, because she's part of Wolters World, her cooking food from our travels does kind of fit, right? Like I could see how that works, but her personal brand for the cooking kind of stuff, it might be best to put it on another channel, start its own channel. But the thing is, will we make enough content? I mean, we travel a lot, and are we going to be able to cook things wherever we go? So it's kind of like, look, will we have enough content? No, we're not going to put out a new cooking video every day for her on our channel. But what we might do is, hey, look, we'll put out one cooking video a week, or maybe 2 a week, because we're home in the US now. You know, no one's traveling this summer, so it's like, well, we'll be home. We can fat mark up and make some videos, right? And so that kind of works along with it. And so, yes, we can make 2 videos a week for now. And so what I really want you to really think about is, what is the consistent type of personal brand building activities that you can do? Because if you're going to write a white paper or write a discussion paper about Gen Z habits, like shopping habits or online privacy, you know, if you write 5 in 1 week and then you don't have anything for 5 months, maybe that's not as good as having 1 a month for 5 months, because then it's really good content, you're really focusing on a lot of stuff, and you do that. So really kind of think about that. What's going to work best for you? So the next thing I want to talk about that people need to realize when they're developing their personal brand and the ways you can actually blow it is really forgetting that there's other people out there developing your personal brand. I mean, think about it. People are going to talk about you. They're going to share your information. They're going to say, hey, look, that Noah lady, she's really good at sales. She really has an eye for this kind of stuff. They're actually helping promote that brand. And so remember your network. Remember all those people that are helping you build that personal brand, because you're like, no, I did this all on my own. Really? What about your parents that drove you to the gym at 3 o'clock in the morning, 7 days a week? What about your teachers that helped you grow that way? What about your colleague that helped invent this kind of stuff? What about, you know, there's always people that are going to be helping you. Don't forget them, because if all of a sudden you forget all those, your brand kind of is on its own and kind of stagnates, because they also become your brand champions and let people know about you, okay? Because you can't do it all on your own. My business videos, look, all the fancy, the emojis flying by and the things raining down and all this kind of stuff, I'm not doing that. That's my buddies Dane and Paulo. They're helping me do these things to help build up this Professor Wolters brand. Yes, I'm filming the videos. I got the camera there. I got the scripts. I'm doing all these things. But to help build it, make it more fun, that personal brand of fun education, Dane and Paulo are super helping me out, right? So you kind of think about those things. So don't forget that there are other people involved in developing your personal brand and help keep that network strong. Because the thing is, you don't have to do it all on your own to build up that personal brand. Now, my penultimate thing I think you should know that might blow up your brand or destroy your brand is really if you're not measuring and controlling what's going on. Look, you might be putting out posts, you might be putting out white papers, you might be putting out pictures and Instagrams and videos and stuff like that, or writing papers and posting those things. Look, that's awesome, but you got to see, it's like, are people watching them? Are people looking at them? Are they, you know, engaging with it? What you got to learn from these things. You got to control those things. I know for our travel channel, our Facebook page, when I post videos or I post links to our blogs, you know, they get like, you know, 50 or 60 likes and 15, 20 comments. When my wife posts a question to people to let people talk about their travel experiences, they get 250 comments. And it's like, whoa. What can I learn from that? Well, I need to look, Jocelyn, what are you doing? What are you putting down there? What's getting people on there? And so you discuss, like, oh, it's the answering back and forth, the comments that people leave, and then you comment back and you have those conversations. That really builds it up. Ah, I see. That's what it's going to take to build up the brand. So people know more about you and me is if we engage with them. Gotcha. I mean, I knew these things, but these are things you got to think about. It's like, look at those numbers, look at those analytics, see what's working. What videos or what comments get people to unsubscribe, unfollow? You know, one of the things you'll see, a lot of YouTubers don't like doing live feeds because they actually lose subscribers on live feeds. Because you don't gain subscribers on live feeds, you actually lose them. Okay, and so they see, it's like, wait, maybe I don't do live feeds all the time because the actual subscriber numbers go down, huh? You want to do those things. You want to make sure you're noting these things and write it down. Write down what's going on, because sometimes you forget. That's why important with your brand. You're writing down, you know, in your brand homework, your brand assignment, if you watch that video and go through those things, it's where do you want to be in the future? Write down those goals you have for your personal brand and realize, look, I got to always be trying to achieve that. Okay? And so that can really help you out. And I think the last thing, and probably the most important thing for me when I look at personal brands, ways people really destroy their personal brands, is they turn out to be a really selfish jerk. So make sure you're not being a selfish jerk. Tell people thank you. When people comment or write, at least give them that like or give them that heart or write back occasionally and say things like that. Like, look, if you're getting thousands of comments, it's almost impossible to write back to everybody, but try to do the best you can, because then that shows that you care. Because that's why. I mean, I followed a few YouTube channels that I consistently commented, had good comments, always said stuff, and I started looking like, wait, you don't comment on anybody's back. And it kind of turned me off. Like, wow, I thought that was a fun channel, but y'all don't care about your audience. Like, that kind of hurt, right? So don't be that selfish jerk. Take the time. That's why it's important, your personal brand. If you write a blog and people comment, or if you have a thing on LinkedIn and people are there and they say, good job, tell them that thank you, give them that like, do those kind of things, because that helps build up your personal brand and shows that you're not a selfish jerk. The thing is, though, I won't lie to you, when you have lots of different social media platforms, sometimes it's hard to know where all the comments are coming from and how to go there. Because I know on our YouTube channel, we get about 30,000 comments, not on Professor Wolters, we get like 3 a day, maybe, if we're lucky. But like on the bigger travel channel, we'll get 30,000 comments a month. And I'm like, wow, I only got notifications for about, I don't know, 300. You know, so a lot of things get lost sometimes, but if people see that, hey, you're doing things to answer questions, you have those FAQs out there and stuff like that, that can really help people out and show that you really care. So I hope you don't blow your personal brand. I hope you develop it very well and keep it going. And remember, it's not just online, it's all the time, all the places, all right? So I wish you good luck, and until our next video, bye.